fam! In the last years, I've met with the smartest people on the planet. Entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires, people who have built audience of millions of people, and all of that started with one cold email. In this video, I want to show you the structure of the cold email, how I managed to meet with these awesome people, and how you can do exactly the same. I publish daily videos that can help you and your business grow both personally and financially. So here is one of the campaigns I've used to meet with awesome people. As I was mentioning, millionaires, billionaires, people who are thought leaders who have created awesome audience, and all of that around the globe. So what exactly does the email look like? The first thing is the subject line. Subject line is special invitation. Why special invitation? Because the best way to steal 1 hour from the smartest people on the planet is to actually record a podcast. Why? Because people who have built really successful businesses are very, very busy. So whenever you reach out to them, you need to be answering that one question. What's in it for them? And for me, the best answer to that is audience. Getting more audience, getting more traction, being able to share your word with more people. So whenever you are recording a podcast, your 1 hour is getting transformed into hundreds of hours. So for example, whenever I'm recording that video, if the video is watched by hundreds of people, in the end, I would have spent a few minutes to record a video that will be watched by hundreds of people. So instead of having to explain this one-on-one to each person individually, so you can do like 5 minutes times 100, which is basically a great way to expand your time. So how exactly was my message structured? Special invitation is all about getting the person to open the email. As you've seen in the report, it got a 94% open rate, which means that is intriguing enough for people to open the email. Then it's pretty simple. Hey, first name. So the first name is replaced every time with something specific. Then there is an icebreaker. We'll go back to the icebreaker just after. I'm hosting the Bootstrap Stories podcast. It's a series of interviews with remarkable founders. The word remarkable is important because you're basically complimenting the person without having said any compliments. Thought leaders and influencers will bootstrap their way to success. I'd love to have you on the show. Here it's basically put in bold, very clear, what I'm asking for. So far, we've interviewed incredible people like Rob Walling, Tim Solo, Arvid Kahl, etc. Here, I'm just adding a bit more social proof. So whenever you get started and you don't actually have interviewed any people on the podcast, what you can say is, I'm already chatting with, and then you can mention the people you're reaching out to. It's a quick hack just to add a bit more social proof to what you are saying. And the second tips is the stairs tactics. Essentially, you have to picture stairs. On the first step, you have people with, let's say, smaller audience who haven't built like highly successful businesses, but sometimes are pretty well known. And on top of the stairs, you have the rock stars like Elon Musk, like people who have billions of dollars, etc., etc. And all across these stairs are people with larger audience, larger businesses, etc., etc., with more and more influence. So whenever you are starting a podcast, if you are not well known, you should start at the beginning of the stairs. So start with people who have like a smaller audience, but that you know that will be interested in joining on your podcast. So you get them first, and then you get a bigger audience, and another bigger audience, and another bigger. And as you will grow, you will be able to get smarter and smarter people on your podcast, people who are really, really busy and you would have loved to interview, but it takes time. You have to build your credibility first before people can actually trust you with their most valuable asset, which is their time. Again, whenever you are doing cold email, what you want is to make it super sharp and super clear for people. That's why the next part is what I ask from you, 1 hour of your time. Super simple, easy to understand. And then, as always, what's in it for you? This is something you can even clearly state in the email. Visibility across our social media profile, 100K followers, 3 million views on average on LinkedIn. Each episode will be promoted in our newsletter, 40K subscribers, inspire a community of 17,000 entrepreneurs, sales, and marketers worldwide. Would you be up for it? So here the goal is to add a lot of social proof and also showcase what could be in it for them. So for you, if you just get started, again, you start with like a smaller audience, and as your podcast will grow, you will get to start to have more numbers, and those numbers would help you to actually reach more and more people. And if you don't have the numbers yet, just don't mention it, and that's fine. If the answer is yes, I'll send my Calendly link. Here, I'm making a very short and clear call to action. People just need to answer yes and then I send out my Calendly link. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned the Icebreaker. So what does the Icebreaker look like? Here, for example, whenever I was reaching out to Andrew Gazdecki, who built a business and sold it, and then built micro-acquire, raised money, etc., hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter, super cool guy. What I started for the Icebreaker is, first of all, congratulations on the launch of your book, Getting Acquired. Already bought my copy. It's a simple icebreaker, but it shows that I did my research, that I actually cared about what it created. Before you want to ask something, you need to give first. It can be giving a compliment, it can be talking about something that the person did, but that's the best way to build sustainable relationships. His answer was basically, right now I'm pretty slammed, growing Microana, but would love to connect. Any chance you could reach out in 3-4 weeks? That's what I did. Again, super important to always follow up whenever someone tells you that they are a bit too busy at the moment. Never let it go. Always put a reminder in your calendar and do that follow-up. I did a follow-up, and then we did the interview with Andrew, which was pretty amazing. With this simple approach, I was able to meet with hundreds of people in the last year, and you can do it too. So I hope it was helpful. Launch your podcast and see you tomorrow. Have a great day.